Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Talks program of Art Fair Philippines 2021. I'm Lisa Periquet, a co-founder of the fair. Today, we are premiering a video that takes us on a virtual tour of the studios of 6 Baguio artists. Before we begin, just a few reminders. There will be a Q&A session at the end of the video. You may type in your questions using the chat box or the Q&A box at the bottom of your screen, and the moderator will read out your questions during the Q&A. Now, Art Fair Philippines Talks is presented together with our education partners, the Ateneo Art Gallery, the Museum Foundation of the Philippines, and Art Review. I will now pass you on to Boots Herrera, Director of the Ateneo Art Gallery, who will introduce the cast of characters for today. I hope you enjoy the video premiere.
Hi, thank you, Lisa, and good afternoon, everyone. I think cast of characters is a good way to describe the artists who we will be meeting through the video and later through the open forum. So I think what's important also about this video is that it was produced by friends and peers of art among artists. No? So it has a very homey feel to it, and I'm sure you will enjoy it. No? So let me just go through the introductions. The 6 artists, featured artists, and the panelists who will be part of the discussion. So Rocky Cajigan is one of them. He works in assemblage, installation, and painting, which are often focused on identity, transition, indigeneity, and decolonization. Cajigan's works includes co-organizing and co-managing art projects in the Cordillera, including the Axis Art Project, an organization that since 2011 has gathered artists to assess what regional art means and public access around contemporary art. He is currently based in Benguet, where he continues to examine his Bontoc indigenous history and what that placement holds in identity formation and representation. Also important is his contribution as writer, making the ideas and works of his peers and contemporaries accessible to a wider audience. Another artist we'll be meeting is Olivette, who likes to play around with used objects, merging them into artworks. He believes the stories these objects have give his work more depth and character because it has already been through a lot before being made into what it is now. The Bathala na mindset, roughly translated as a combination of hard work plus intention plus accident plus circumstance, that's quite a long formula, also greatly influenced the outcome of his works. Oliver is a born and bred Baguio artist, and he currently uses wood and tile mosaic as well as mixed media in his artworks. As a Baguio native, he feels disadvantaged in expressing his roots since he doesn't have a Cordilleran heritage compared to other talented artists in the north. Because of this, he looks for other ways he can express his love of the Cordilleran culture other than using conventional representation. Next to introduce is Mark Tandoyog, and the text was actually written by Rocky Cajigan. Mark's works retrofit the anarcho-punk into everyday slogans on local politics. He also marks canvases with pop satire that read absurd more than the shock of conventional punk visuals. In one of his works, Sugar-Coated Emptiness is painted over an image of stacks of Coca-Cola bottles. Tracing his ethnicity to the Kankanay community, Mark lives and works in La Trinidad in the Cordilleran region, where his graffiti lined the streets. Mark also uses, like most artists based in Baguio City and its peripheral towns, has no art school training. He practiced as a professional nurse before his makeshift into art making. Next to introduce is Leonard Aguinaldo, the text written by Pristine de Leon when he was featured in Art Fair Philippines 2018. Leonard Aguinaldo's work with rubber cut and woodcut medium serves as vivid records of local culture. Having been raised in Baguio, Aguinaldo takes inspiration from inherent craft, citing as his artistic influences the humble wood carver, weavers, and artisans in his hometown. Spanning an artistic career of almost 2 decades, Aguinaldo has crafted depictions of highland and lowland traditions, indigenous and Christian beliefs intertwined with social commentaries. Leonard Aguinaldo received the CCP 13 Artist Award in 2003 and the Grand Prize in the ASEAN Art Awards in Bangkok in 2004. Next is John Frank Sabado, a self-taught artist born in Mangkayana, Benguet, and is now based in Baguio City. Sabado is known for his intricate works with themes that draw inspiration from Cordilleran culture and beyond. In 2000, he was also the recipient of the 13 Artists Awards. In 2001, he received the Juror's Choice in the Philippine Art Awards and was a finalist in the 2002 ASEAN Art Awards in Bali, Indonesia. He was also a finalist in the Philippine Art Awards in 2003 and 2013. Sabado has held a series of solo and group exhibitions locally and in prestigious international venues since 1990, such as the 3rd Asia Pacific Contemporary Art Triennale in Brisbane, Australia, which he participated in 1999, the 16th Asian International Art Exhibition in Guangdong, China in 2001, and the 2nd Fukuoka Asian Art Triennale in Japan in 2002, and at the Gallery Row in Seoul, Korea, among others. And lastly, part of the 6 artists we'll be meeting today is Carlo Villafuerte, showcasing his work in fabric art. Baguio-born Villafuerte pieces together recollections and impressions of the northern city using hand-sewn fabric. As a visual artist, Villafuerte works mainly with fabric, reworking used thread, cloth, and small objects into new compositions. First producing functional objects or pieces, Villafuerte eventually made works that were featured in group exhibitions at the Victor Oteiza Community Art Space or VOCAS in 2010. And then in 2013 at the Singapore Biennale, and the 2014 exhibit titled Markets of Resistance in Baguio. He also has an ongoing exhibition at the Drawing Room Gallery in Makati. After the video screening, we will be joined by Sul Yamado, who lived and worked in the Philippines from 1985 to 1998 and from 2001 to 2005. She moved to Baguio in 1988 as a partner at Cafe by the Ruins. Some of the founding members of the Baguio Arts Guild were also partners at the cafe. As a result, Sue became increasingly active in the BAG, and the secretary-treasurer assisted in the organization and implementation of BAG's activities, including the Baguio Arts Festivals. Sue returned to the U.S. in 2001 and during that time earned a master's degree in arts administration and an emphasis on community development through the arts. Upon Sue's return to the Philippines in 2001, she was based in Manila and continued her work with members of the BAG, assisting in the production of the film Showman Shaman, a posthumous documentary about Roberto Villanueva, and also the posthumous exhibition of Santi Bose titled Memories of a Talisman at the Cultural Center of the Philippines and as manager of Pinikpikan Band. And lastly, I'd like to introduce the three artists who um, were responsible in producing this video that we are about to see. These are Nona Garcia, Kawayan de Guia, and Abbie S.J. de Lara. So Nona probes into the essence of things, setting up a dichotomy between the transparent and concealed, framed and natural, the sublime and the everyday. In 2013, she relocated to Baguio City and is now actively part of the artist community. Garcia's X-ray works are another key aspect of her practice, focusing on Cordilleran and indigenous artifacts, reliquaries of saints, and delicate animal bones designed in the form of a mandala. She has created installations using light boxes as well as window-based works. Paradoxically, the process of exposure results in images that are more mysterious, bathed in luminous blue light, each flaw made visible. The bones and objects take on a new life. Kawayan de Guia works across painting, installation, and sculpture, and incorporates an eclectic mix of objects into his wall-based works and art projects, including Ifugao rice gods, decorative torpedo bombs, and American jukeboxes transformed into Pinoy jeepneys. His works humorously and piquantly comment on a multitude of issues, from the histories of occupation, trade, and exchange that have influenced Philippine history and culture. De Guia lives in Baguio City, an alternative art center to Manila. And like his mentors Santi Bose, Ben Cab, and Roberto Villanueva, who were part of the Baguio Arts Guild, he is deeply embedded in Cordilleran culture and interested in the heritage and indigenous cultures of the region. De Guia is also curator and author of key projects presenting the artists of his community. And lastly, Abbie S.J. Lara, who was responsible in creating a wonderfully edited video, is a director and video editor. She is one of the editors and videographers for Kidlat Tahimik's 35-year film in progress, Balikbayan #1, Memories of Overdevelopment, which won the Caligari Prize in the Berlinale Forum during the 65th Berlinale Film Festival in 2015. This film also won Best Achievement in Film Editing, as well as Best Achievement in Cinematography and Visual Design at the Young Critics Circle Awards in 2015. Due to her extensive work as an editor and director for television documentary films, she is often invited as resource person for various workshops, including the Baguio leg of the Film Development Council's Make the Cut film editing workshop, which was held in 2016. So thank you for that, for putting together this video, and the video will be lasts for about an hour, and I'm sure it will be an engaging one for everyone to see. And later on, we will be going live with all the artists, together with Sue, Kawayan, Nona, and Abbie. So thank you and enjoy the viewing. Na-divide yung mountain.
Divide lang. One way lang yung kalsada.
Depende kung sinong mauna. Kasi two-way talaga to eh.
Unahan
Depende
lang.
Grabe yung Mexico na dito ah.
Dito.
Grabe yung ang ganda ng bahay. Pero ang ganda nitong park na. At least mag-stay this way kaya to.
Hindi siguro. Ayaw mo na. Isa pa. Wet ko.
Wow. Grabe na. Ang ganda naman nitong puno na to.
Suha.
Ang ganda, grabe. Ang galing, oh. With isang bilog lang, ha? Suha,
Hi, Leonard. Sabi ni Nona on the way here, parang Mexico na to ah.
Hindi mo lang nakarating.
Ako, for me, this is the closest. I've been to Mexico twice. This is the closest Mexican villa.
Talaga ba?
Yeah, really.
Talaga ba?
This kind of open courtyards, you know, plants, and then partitions. It's such a beautiful house.
But the thing is, I haven't even been to Mexico.
Well, you've been to Leonard's house.
I know yun. Kaya nga, nakita mo ako yung vibe.
When did you start yung rubber na? Kasi rubber cut is always usually the print, but you decided to turn the print into, I mean the plate into the work itself.
By accident lang. Yung sa
Always, no tayo.
nung nag-pre-print kasi ako, parang naubusan ng ink tsaka papel. Sabi ko, kulayan ko na lang to.
And yeah, Baguio kasi then was such a far away place. Walang access to such materials.
You have to go down to Manila ganyan, to buy materials. Enriquez, sa Caloocan. Hinanap ko talaga yung source ng rubber sa Pasay.
Pasay ba?
Shit.
Meron akong nakita doon, yung parang main outlet nila. Pero yung factory, nasa Laguna yata.
May ilagay pang benzene. Ang galing.
Nag-umpisa ako sa printmaking mga 90s na rin. So by early 2000, yun na yung pinintahan ko na yung plate.
Yeah.
Around 2002. Di ba, nakakuan tayo, lockdown, ganyan. Daming naisip na pwedeng gawin. Dumami yung creative energy mo. Mas marami kasing time na-focus ka sa mga gusto mong gawin. Na wala konti yung distraction na parang lalabas ka, na may mga kausap ka sa labas. Ngayon, medyo, teka muna. So, sa bahay lang muna. Especially nung mga unang buwan, di ba? Parang lockdown, may fear, may worry. Ganyan. Unfinished again.
Oh my gulay. Wow. Oh my God, this is a heritage piece you're doing. That looks really amazing.
Ito yung ginagawa ko.
Ganda!
Sa Antipolo.
Parang normal yung existence ng studio life eh. Yung magkulong, magtrabaho mag-isa. So in a way, less distraction of going out and diba?
Mas maraming oras sa mga ginagawa.
So nakailang show ka na? Nakailang solo show ka na?
Dito sa bahay, madami.
Ang galing no? Nakasabi.
Organized.
Para pababa?
Organ-
Tama naman.
Grabe.
Organized kunwari.
Gagayahin ko lang yan para sa toothpaste.
Ayun.
Ang ganda.
Medyo pareho tayo sa pag-ano eh. Yung pag-juxtapose ng yung may ganito. Ano, Vallejo, no?
Parang yan yung Old City Hall? Or
Oo. Pero yung juxtaposition ng daming nangyayari. Daming kwento. Ito map ng Baguio. Yan pa. Then, ano ba? City Hall yan. Alam na eh, no? We used it kasi for access. That's why I know it. God.
saan ba ako magkakat? Ay, dito.
Ang ganda niyan, Leonard.
Matagal pa.
Yung isang show ni Leonard, yung kasama kami dyan sa ano, yung sa palengke. Yung add to cart.
Ay, oo.
We sell in the market. We don't sell the market.
Parang kwan lang ako doon. Napasali, bigla na ako sa...
Lahat tayo.
Parang timing din yung ginagawa ko. Parang
Ganon.
gagawin ko nga ito.
Ang galing.
Tapos, yun nga, nag-message si Nona. Pwede ba? Timing ah.
Hindi, because I saw your post. Kina-follow kita eh. Tapos nakita ko, saktong ginagawa rin namin yung para sa
Layout.
Malcolm Square. So parang perfect yung ginawa mo.
It became the iconic
Sobra, ako inisip
image
mo nga
of
siya
the...
na talaga yung...
Parang
Kahit yun na yung
subconscious,
safety
di ba?
natin.
Parang merong subconscious na...
Lahat tayo,
Sobrang
no?
bagay.
Lahat tayo
naman
concerned.
apektado dun eh.
Oo. And actually, Leonard's work has a lot to do with the trade, with... Di ba yung ginawa mo sa Singapore Biennale nun, yung salt trade?
Trade,
Mano yung magagandang print yan dun.
Tinuturo mo sa akin habang ini-interview. Distract niya si Leonard. Kung may pitik ako dito.
Buksan mo lang mga yan.
Ayun.
Ang ganda niyan. Tapos meron pang isa yung
Yakapsul.
yakapsul.
Yan. No.
Ang ganda.
Ay, wala yung capsule, yung isa.
Sa plate. Yan, ganda oh.
Yakapsul.
Ang ganda
Ay.
ng Japan. Galing. Ganda.
Kailangan makainom ng kapsul.
Bigyan kita ng capsule minsan na sayaw-sayaw tayo. Capsule. Lipat tayo, ganyan. Papunta sa bahay.
Ay! Smile ah!
Hi! Ang studio setup ah.
This is Sam, my husband.
Hi Sam, your husband. Yun ba yung manggugulpit sa'yo?
Yeah. Kape, wait lang. Kape,
Parang
kape.
Wow, hair din ba to? Wow. Ano yung pinakamahaba mong hair na nakuha? May ganun ka ba?
I wasn't measuring. Diba?
Ganun parang mga crochet.
Di ba meron kasi yun? Ano yung pangalan na nun? Yung gumagawa ng hair na earrings mo yun. Ay, wala na akong contacts. Grabe. Ako ng new hair for you. Hair for you. She did not prepare me for this interview.
Wow, ang dami. Saan nakuha yung...
These are hairs from Bontok.
Oh, iba-ibang age?
Yes. Yan. Yan, yung mga blondes, mga book ng millennial.
Mm. So, ikaw ba, meron ka ng, dahil ang dami mo na nahawakang buhok,
Oh, yeah!
meron ka ng mga preference?
Yeah, mga ano,
Anong klase?
yung medyo smooth. Kasi mahirap siyang, kaya ako merong comb
Okay.
para yung para sa mga ganitong hair,
Oo.
yung mga matagal nang nagupit. So, naging ano na siya, naging mga ganyan, magulo. So, kailangan mo siyang isuklay to smoothen. Ayan. Para maging ganyan siya. Tapos galing lang din siya sa isang, galing siya sa isang parlor. Oh, isang parlor lang. Inipon din niya ng 3 years. Yan yung pangalawang box. Tapos pinakuha ko sa pinsan ko kasi pandemic.
Grabe. Mostly girls, boys?
Feeling ko mostly girls kasi hindi naman
Hindi.
Tapos feeling ko din, baka hindi rin naman lahat ng baka mga crim students.
Police.
Oo, mga criminology students.
Mag-aaral sa UC.
Sa Bontok.
Bontok meron ba?
Sa MPSPC, oo.
Didn't know there was ano there.
Yun yung na course dun. Pinakasikat. Iba naiinis ako sa ibang hair. Lalo na yung mga layered, yung mga hindi pareho yung haircut. Kaya ang mga to, mga short, kasi layered. So, tinatanggal ko siya. Kailangan hanapin mo yung shortest as much as possible. Para kung ikat mo siya, yung konti lang yung naggaganito.
I see.
Lalo na yung...
Si Shane, kailan nyo kakalboin si Shane?
Sabi ko ni Shane, ikat nyo na yung hair ko. Wait lang. Pero si Shane, yung pinakamahaba kong i-donate niya. Sabi niya i-donate daw.
Ayaw pa nilang ikat. Ganon. I-donate mo kay Rocky. Ganon mo kamahal si Rocky. Grabe yung buwis buhok. Buwis buhok.
Alam mo noon, may plano rin akong gumawa ng something with hair. Pero iniisip ko parang rugby. Tapos gano'n ng gano'n. No
Naisip
way.
lang niya, kakalatin niya yung rugby.
Tapos,
Oh my God, si
tapos patong ulit. Tapos gano'n. Hanggang makapal na.
Yeah. Ay, dumi.
Yun lang. Walang ganyan. Walang sunsilk. Vidal Sassoon.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
So, natanggal ko na yung mga short.
Okay.
Oh, ano ba ito? Cooking show ba ito?
Nagugupit ka rin pala.
Oo. Malalalo. Dahil luto na. Yes. Isi-separate mo siya.
Lucky.
So, kailangan pantayin.
Scamming talaga, no?
Mag-rugby na tayo.
Okay, sige.
Yan. Kasi kailangan natin i-flat para ma-coat yung mga hair. Tapos i-twist natin. Ayan, na-twist na siya. Tapos i-organize ko na siya ditong banda.
Yeah, expert na.
Expert na talaga.
Yeah.
Tingnan mo ang organized ko.
Oo nga, saan may ganito
Grabe yung
work?
fixation niyo with hair, no?
Si Rocky.
Ikaw na yung nagtagal.
Oo, ako, tinitiis ko lang talaga.
Kaninang buhok yan?
Mga Bontok people.
Long hair, Igor Rhodes.
Yes. Hindi po ito, tails.
Walang Tagalog dyan.
Oo.
Wala.
So, taka lang, na ano ba to sa head hunting something? May ganun ba? Subliminal.
May relation.
May ano ba yan, Rocky?
Ano yan, yung
May parang
Kasi-
scalping or head hunting.
ewan ko, yung mga lola ko, iniipon yung young hair.
Oh, yeah.
Yung their youth, tapos susuotin nila pag matanda.
Totoo. Nakakatakot. As in yung sarili mong hair, parang ipunin mo kapag
Iniipon nila yun.
Hindi, parang medyo. Or,
Dinadagdag nila sa...
Extension.
grabe.
Galing.
Such a tradition is...
Hindi yata siya tradition.
Oo nga, pero
Ano,
trend.
oo.
Such a trend started in the 80s.
I don't know. Basta yung batch siguro na lola ko ganun. I always thought na ganun na siya forever. Pero yung nanay ko hindi na ganun siya.
Hindi yung nanay mo siya.
Nag-observe ka one time na maglagay yung, like, yung lola mo or...
Parang casual lang, nilalagay nila with yung snake bone. Pang ganun, tapos dadami yung hair. Bago magsimula.
So, itong mga buhok na to galing Bontok ba to?
Oo, galing ba ito?
All Bontok.
Oo.
Importante yun. Hindi, ano lang, medyo.
Medyo siya, ako hindi naman ganun kaseryoso, pero parang nakakatawa lang isipin. Pero yung tongue in cheek na parang, bontok di yan eh.
Oo. So, you're weaving your talaga, ancestry. Wow, Olie!
For hydroponics.
Galing!
Hindi ko lang po kasi may tilapia doon. So yung pupo nila parang yun yung tilapia.
Galing!
Nakagaling rabbit.
Galing!
Wait lang, para saan yung rabbit ulit?
Kakain.
Pamkain nila.
Olivette.
Bilang pet?
Oo, parang binibenta rin nila. Oo. Pero
Ay, ang
yung
cute
tatlo lang sa atin.
daw. Ang cute, grabe. Kaya lang, baka ano ito ng mga aso? Or yung bunny na.
Gagawin mong keychain. Okay. Pasok tayo.
Wow.
Ito.
Wow.
So,
Wow!
Sa'yo naman dito.
Tapos sa labas, dito ako nag-spray. Para kuan. May mga pinapatuyo ako ng kuan. Pero kasama rin nung nito.
Laki! Wow!
Oh, ito yung sa kuan, sa NCCA. Yung, yung ito.
Galing. Marami kang ginawang ganito, no?
5. Ay, 6. Tama.
Yung parang sa NCCA din yan.
Oo,
Ito,
yung sa last
NCCA
year.
rin yan?
Oo. Itong mga
Grabe,
to.
ang daming works, no? No?
Ang ganda ng missing.
Yun nga yung nataal ako eh. Sumabog yung taal kaya.
Oo, nga,
oo.
no?
Tapos yung closing niya,
Walang
yun na yung
nakababa.
COVID.
Oo.
Gusto ko pa siya exhibit ulit kahit dito sa Baguio.
Tama.
Nang magkakasama para makita rin dito sa
Para
Baguio.
makita.
Bukas kaya.
Oo nga.
Ay, si Marge.
Oh my God.
Hello.
Grabe, what a face.
Good.
Grabe. Buti na lang, hindi ka mukha ni Olie.
Ay, oo. Papasalamat din ako doon.
Tatanungin ko sana anong age na ni Kulay.
Yeah, ilang taon ka na ko lang?
Oh,
Ilan?
nice one.
Kasi si Maya mag-18.
No.
Wow.
May dalaga na.
ng buhay namin may anak.
Sabi ko, magsi-60 na tayo, ilang taon pa. Hindi na kami nakarelax.
18 years old, 20.
Oo.
Ano, yung mga yon, saan ba yon? Sa La Union?
Ito, yung parang
Galing, oh.
sa kwan din yan sa NCCA. So, gumawa ko ng parang time machine na ni Kulay. Siya mismo nagkulay, nagkuhan lang ako. Yun, tapos dinala namin kung saan-saan. Tapos picture ko na lang. Yung airpot ko, parang walang magawa noon habang nagmumusik ako, nakikisabay siya. So, gumawa rin siya ng sarili niya.
Gawa yan ng ano.
Airpot ko. Tapos sabi ko, iwan mo na yan dito, sabi ko. Dati kasi tumutulong siya sa akin mag-cut ng mga triangles, mga ganon, pre-cut na. Medyo pan lang. So, ganyan kakalat. Oo. Dito naglalagari. Yung mga kahoy na ginagamit ko, ito since yung father-in-law ko is into construction, building houses, yung mga nade-demolish nilang mga bahay, so hinihingi ko yung mga scraps niya. So yun yung ginagamit ko na ini-incorporate ko sa artwork. Parang ganun. Nag-start ako pen and ink. College days, editorial cartoonist ako sa school publication. Inisip ko, try ko kayang mag-shift naman sa ibang art style. So, ayun, sinubukan ko rin mag-watercolor, mag-paint, ganyan. Malaking bagay din yung may space ka. Kasi parang sa akin, parang gaganahan ka mag-work eh. Parang since gaganahan ka magtrabaho, maganda pa yung mga nagagawa mo. Dati wala rin akong space eh. Dati sa labas ako noon eh. Pero pag tinitignan ko rin mga past works ko nung wala pa akong studio, iba rin yung laro niya eh. Kasi gusto ko rin eh. Kasi parang meron kang thrill na minadali mo nga pero nakuha mo pa rin yung gusto mong palabasin. Ganun.
Grabe. Ang eclectic ng work mo. Si Olie may playful na talaga tumato eh. The feeling of celebration. Yung creative na talaga. Tapon mo yan dyan, sumasama. Kinder spirit.
Kinder,
I think not many of us have that, not me. It's playful, it's bright, it's, it's flying.
Kaya minsan sa artwork ko nga, parang minsan, ayun nga, gusto ko rin gumawa ng medyo personal din. Siguro nakatulong rin yung mga artwork dun sa surgery ko. After nung surgery ko, parang mas dun ako nagkaroon ng lakas ng loob na gawin yung kuan. Kasi noon medyo kuan pa ako eh, parang okay kaya to gawin. Oo, hindi ko alam, baka magugustuhan kaya. Pero nung pag inisip kong pag ganun, parang inisip ko, parang walang mangyayari. I-try mo na, parang gano'n. Saka ang dami naming realization din, kaming mag-asawa, parang, yun din. Lalo na si Marge na nagpupush sa akin na, gawin mo yan. Kasi noon, takot na ako eh. Pero, yun din, laki rin ang tulong. Kung na-experience mo yung mga gano'n, na mga pagdududa, yung mga ganyan, siguro, yun na yung way para mag-mature ka. Tapos pag nag-mature ka, siguro, wala nang imposible sa'yo eh. Wala nang insecurities, wala nang parang self-doubt. Wala na. You're just doing the art kasi it's for yung love, yung passion mo. Yun na yun.
May ba? O dito.
Parang alam ko may mga papanik eh.
Dito ata. Dito.
Ito na.
Dito.
Oh, sige.
Kasi dun eh.
Hindi yung bridge na yan?
Alam ko may dadaanan.
Ano pa doon?
Tama yan.
Don't step on the foot.
May landmine. Hello.
Sabi ng anak ko.
Tapos diretso.
Diretso ka? Wow.
Kakaliwa.
Wow! Alam pa namin yung ano mo.
Hi.
Ready ka na ba to show your crib?
Space.
Tara, sa taas. May ano lang yung pintuan. Baka mauntog sigaw dito siguro. Ito. Ikaw, tingnan mo to
Ha? Oo
Ay.
Grabe yung ayos ng t-shirt mo. Collection mo ba yan?
Online.
Sewing kit mo.
Nakikita ba
Yan,
ako
labas mo
yan
lang.
na ano? Sa ano yun? Sa may shirt yung pangalan ng shirt. Oo, sa page ko inaano.
Ay, sorry.
Online ako. Wag-wag.
Totoo nga?
Mm.
Oh, ibenta mo na rin kaya. Charot.
May gusto sa inyo. Meron akong Batman dito, vintage. So, Carlo, ilang taon ka na nagtatahi? Ten years?
15 na.
15 years?
Oo, 20 ano yun di ba? 20, kailan ako nagsimula nun?
7.
Latag.
2009, oo.
Ng latag. Sa sensation.
Ilan ba yung show mo sa Bocas nun? That year rin ba?
2010.
10?
Dahil pandemic, di ka na rin masyado nagpunta sa mga wagwagan, no? O
Hindi na rin. Kasi, bago nag-pandemic, nakapondo na ako.
nag-ronda, parang polis. Moronda ka rin sa mga wagwagan, no?
Oo.
Gabi-gabi Gabi talaga yun.
Sa night market.
Mura. Oo.
Ang gago lang.
Madaling araw.
Si Carlo, ano yan, walker yan eh. Walker lang talaga. Lakad lang sila.
Yung choices mo sa clothes, ang average na mga kukuhanan mo ng mga t-shirts, 5 pesos eh. Di ba? 20, medyo mahal na yun.
Depende rin eh. Yung iba, desperado. So, grabe, isang sako. Kuha mo lang ng 50. Isang sako.
Wow.
Meron naman yung iba, mahal talaga. Siyempre, naghahabol din sila ng kota nila.
Ganun pa rin ba till now ng palette mo?
Oo, kasi mas kalaban na yung oras ngayon. Kailangan ano, ready-made na yung ano, yung materialis mo. Hindi na ako gagawa ng sariling images kasi minsan makikita mo na lang sa t-shirt, kunyari ito. Nandun na yung ano, nandun na yung tao na kailangan mo sa isang work. So, gupitin mo na lang, parang collage na lang. Mas mabilis. Skill ata yung pinagbabasihan nila sa hindi ka gumagawa ng sariling image mo, kinukuha mo lang sa mga t-shirts. Yun ang sinasabi nila. So, bakit? Sasabi nga, madali bang maghanap ng, ng images? Madali bang magwagwag? So, ganda. Ganda itong dalawa.
Yung mga tema mo sa pag nagko-collage ka na ng imahe from images of ng t-shirt.
Yun rin ang isang problema doon, walang plano. Kung ano na lang ang ano, kung anong available na nangyari ito, nandito lahat, wala ka ng oras. Pag buklat mo, nakita mo, nandito yung isang image. Tapos, idea ka na, yun na lang kasi mas maganda yung labas niya, mas, mas unexpected o hindi mukhang planado na tapos ka agad yung story na pag...
Tsaka yung sa sizes, lalaki rin ng mga pieces mo.
Oo nga, anong laki ng mga gawa mo ngayon?
Gawa.
Yun pa ang problema dun. Kung hindi malaki yung gagawin mo, hindi siya impressive kasi kung maliit lang, pareho rin lang naman ng oras ang kinukonsumo niya. Kung maliit o malaki, na-try ko na kasing maliliit yung ginagawa mo, hindi siya masyadong napapansin.
Nung nag-show ka sa Baguio, tapos nag-show ka rin sa Manila tsaka sa ibang bansa, may nakikita ka bang pagkakaiba ng reception o yung feedback from people na nakakita ng works mo from home, then Manila, then...
Sad to say na pag dito, walang masyadong reaction. Pero pag sa ibang place, kunyari sa Manila o sa ibang bansa, mas na-appreciate nila. Kasi dito parang kung hindi masyadong maganda or commercial yung commercial ba yung tawag sa...
Anong pinaka-stressful part pag meron kang binibeat na deadline? Pero okay lang. Pero stress out ka dun.
Physical. Kasi sa floor ako gumagawa. So, pag matagal na nakayuko, sakit sa likod. So, wala kang time magpahinga. So, kailangan mabulin mo yung oras.
Yung pinaka tinatahian mo ng mga damit.
Linoleum. Tigas yun. Kung pwede lang nawala yun, gagawin ko. Pero
Pero ever since itong space din na yung nag-work ka, but it works in a way.
Buti nga ito malaki na eh. Kasi yung sa baba, di ba? Naalala nyo. May natutulog pa dun sa tabi mo. Ay, sorry.
Nasubukan mong ima? Parang kunyari ganyan, nakasabit para ko.
Nakakapagod pag nakatayo ka.
Mas nakakapagod.
Kasi ganit ka. Pag nakaupo ka, pwede mong isandal yung...
Tapos sa tabi may tattoo parlor.
Bundok na yung inalis ko kanina dito.
Ay, ba't may naglinis?
Naglinis ako pinakita niya sa akin.
Hindi ko may tapon yung iba kasi parang may hoarders syndrome ata. Kasi...
Hindi, saka baka magamit mo pa
Oo nga eh.
Taas mo nga itong orange, nakita mo lang na ikaw medyo mo, abot mo eh. Yan.
Yun. Mother load.
Ayun. Parang...
Regalo ko sa iyo mothballs kapag birthday mo.
Karton.
Isang box ng mothballs.
So I'm sure meron dyan mga ilang taon na nandyan pa rin. May ganun.
Oo. 10 years.
Wow.
Mga damit niya, damit niya. Nandyan pa.
Ganun.
Minsan, nakikita mo. Damit niya, to?
Oh, memories ba?
Si Carlo, musician yan eh.
Semi. Frustrated.
Rocker.
Rocker eh.
Rocker.
Nag-project.
Maganda pa nun. Ngayon, parang
Naruso, ano?
Rocker.
Yan, may trophy si
Saan?
Carlo doon. Second place.
Ito.
Ano?
Yan, itong silver
Sa
na.
may Jill.
Para saan yung trophy na yun?
Second place yan.
Na,
ano yan, first place yan.
First?
Best compo. Pero wala, inalis ko yung ano niya.
Best compo.
Inalis ko yung ano niya. Yung,
Yung palo mo kay Tina.
ito.
Kapag may hangover ka.
The only yan. Ayun. Inalis ko.
Ay, pati. Best
Patugtog nga,
original
patugtog.
composition. Wow, 98.
Sige.
Okay.
Sige. Sage.
Rocker.
Diba?
Sinugtog ba ito sa radio?
Sarap na ako.
may hotdog pa, di ba? Ay, no, may hotdog na chaser. Ang galing ng chaser. Natawa ako dun sa hotdog na chaser. Pagkakita ng tingnan, nagpupustahan pa tayo. Nag-gym pala si brother.
Mark.
Noong ko na. Kundi yung maiba eh. Buksan ko. Abi, mag-shot ka ba? Beer ka?
Mark, bakit wala kang picture ko dito? Kala ko ba family tayo?
Family, pero hindi naman ganong level.
Ganon? Kala ko ganon eh.
Hindi naman yung level na may picture siya sa wall.
Yung nakaganon tayo, parang brother na ganyan.
Ganyan lang medyo yun pala dapat kailangan ko. Ganyan lang. Tapos andyan yung mga title nila, tama? Ilang taon ka na nag-work dito?
Kailan ba yun?
Oo.
Mga 2014 lang yata.
Anong pinaka sources mo ng mga subject mo or tema mo sa painting?
Kasi, kuhan ko naman kasi parang social relevance lang naman yung... Saka yung mga nangyayari rin, yung mga ginagawa ko. Kung saan ako napupunta, doon din ako na-inspire, parang gano'n. Sa labas na pamumuhay, parang basta yung pamumuhay din ng parang sa pamumuhay ng tao.
Yan.
Parang maraming homeless, pero sana mas kukunti, parang gano'n. Halos gano'n talaga yung mga trabaho. So, parang social commentary. Parang gano'n, basta nakakuan din sa kung ano yung nangyayari. Pero di ko naman sinasabi na parang gano'n na parang social, masyadong kuan kasi nasa tao na rin naman sila yung makakaintindi. Parang gano'n.
So Mark, magkano to lahat?
Saan? Itong lahat? Grabe.
Pero yung mga ginagawa ko, pero parang may humor siya na parang, pero may ibig din naman siyang sabihin, parang gano'n. Halos gano'n yung ginagawa ko. Parang hindi na siya masyadong seryoso. Basta basta may parang ibig din sabihin. Parang ganun.
Ayan.
That's really a classic mark, which shows the genius of Mark. Says social distancing since birth. I think that's...
Oo, no to, grabe. Nakakuha ka na ba ng ganun reaction from someone na tinignan yung mga works mo?
Marami rin sa Manila, sa art in the park ba? Marami rin mga yung parang nabibigla pero parang habang nakikita nila parang nakukuha rin nila, nagigets nila yung Sabali pa, di ba parang nakakatawa rin nung hindi pa siya Parang nakuha ko sa Kentucky Fried Chicken, iba. Pero pag sa Ilocano, maintindihan nila yan kung ano. Sa doon sa inuman doon, malapit sa Ermita. Tapos may nagbibigay ng mga calling card.
Courtesy of Manager Abbie. Wow.
So baling mga yan, mga Tapos mga to rin. Ito pinakabago to. Baguio sa pile driver, mga Pinoy. Baguio na compilation. Ito Baguio rin. Ito taga Laguna. Oh. Ito si taga Malaysia yata no. Ito Prayer of Endurance, mga galing din na taga Baguio. Ito taga Bisaya, mga Bisaya to.
It goes hand in hand yung ano mo ng music tsaka yung
mga painting, parang malaki rin yung influence ng mga music sa mga ginagawa ko. Sa mga may mga words din na kinukuha ko sa mga pinapakinggan kong mga music sa mga binabasa ko rin. Yung mga ginawa ko nung lockdown to.
Kamusta ang lockdown?
Okay lang naman, parang di ba halos parehas din naman, di ba? Halos. Pero yung hindi ka makapasyal, so parang doon yung medyo mahirap. Pero kung yung parang kasi halos parehas din lang naman, kasi halos nandun ka lang naman sa bahay nagtatrabaho sa parang. Kaya ganito, sa Hub Heart na banda. Doon ko siya, doon yung inspiration nito. Isakto lang kasi sa sa noon lockdown. Kasi yung kanta niya, Armed with Mind Soul, ito dinagay ko dito. Kasi ngayon yung kailangan mo talaga, palakasin yung isip kasi yun lang talaga yung parang kailangan mo. Ito, parang inspired din yan sa Saka ito mga PMA, parang positive mental attitude.
Okay ba rin? I mean, is it idea you think about sometimes yung mga positive mental attitude?
Kasi kailangan din natin yan. Pero siyempre, mahirap din, hindi naman basta-basta rin ma-achieve. Pero kung nasa isip mo na rin yun, parang makakatulong din sa'yo sa buhay-buhay.
Ganyan lang.
Dito ba? Dito?
I think probably bilang artist, parang yun yung observation mo.
Pero ayoko rin kasi parang yung kumbaga, ayoko rin parang gusto ko sila na yung maka-intindi, sila yung maka-alam, sila yung makaisip, hindi yung parang ini-impose mo na parang, so parang parang basta ako gawa, sila na yung bahala kung ano yung maintindihan nila. Pero ganun talaga yung kung may parang may binabato ka na para makuha sa isip nila. Parang
Ayos.
Magandang hapon po. And of course, itong traffic update natin, nagkakaroon na po ng build-up dyan sa may BGHR going to Marcos Highway and Camp 7. Likewise, heavy traffic na rin dyan sa Abanao going to Nagilian Road.
Nagkikendi ako, ha? Conserve energy.
Ano ba to? Sun and Moon ba to?
Sun and Moon eh.
Ang daya mo talaga, effortless.
Pwede di kailangan.
Daya talaga.
Chi. I grew up in Mangkayan. Doon ako sa Mangkayan napanganak, na lumaki. Tapos yung parents ko naman, nag-work siya sa laging concession. So doon ako talaga sa bundok lumaki. Hanggang nung high school, dito na ako nag-high school o Baguio.
Nung kaya, Minas yun.
Sa Lipanto Mine. Kasi yan, yung uncle ko kasi siya yung may concession ng laging. 1960 to 1984, yung lagban.
Yun yung parang magawa yung mga shaft ng mines, tama ba?
Kailangan sa loob ng tunnel.
Wow.
Sila yung nang-ubos yung parents ko ng kahoy. Pero nung bata ako, hindi ko alam yun kasi alam mo, ang sarap ng buhay doon sa bundok. Para kang naglalaro. Ang trabaho ko doon, nag-igib ng tubig, naghahakot ng firewoods, tapos mushroom hunting, ilog na malalaki.
Wow.
To survive siguro na pag-aralin yung mga anak nila, yun ang napiling daan para mag-survive. So, sacrifice siguro yun. So parang sa akin naman ngayon, parang yun na yung ginawa ng parents ko, yung mga uncle ko. Gusto ko rin gawin na ganito hindi dapat. Pero matagal na proseso, hindi mo masisave. Hindi mo masisave.
Parang lifetime journey.
Ito yung isang eco-warrior din to Eco-warrior yung title. Ito yung performance ko na yung naka-gas mask. Nagsimula ng 2010.
Can you tell us about yung eco-warrior which you parang has been a constant alter ego mo ba yan? For
parang
30 years na rin yun.
30 years
The Amazon. Mysterious. Powerful. Unchanged since the dawn of time. Until now.
May pinahiram ka sa akin na CD noon yung Emerald Green. Tandaan mo yun. Parang doon ngayon, parang yung bata na nawala.
Yung search for...
Parang ganito. Pwede yatang... Doon nagsimula yung Eco Warrior. Kasi dati, puro portrait lang yung ginagawa ko na painting. Typical na Cordilleran images. Tapos, through the years naman siguro, nag-i-evolve din. Kasi gano'n naman Nag-experiment. Mabaliw ka para lumabas yung dito mo. Kailangan yun. Para lumabas yung Pero konti lang yung nandito Ito yung na-show sa convention. Convention center. Yan. Uy, muli ka. Muli.
Ibang exhibit na to dyan
Iba na, wala na nga yung Ito yung mga favorite pattern ko yan. Yan yung binakol Alam mo, nung una kong gawin yan, wala. Puro ang daming maling Kasi ganon-ganon nga ako. Pag mag-connect, ang laki. Ang laking mali. Hindi siya Pero ngayon na, through the years, yun na. Parang...
Nakapikit mata mo.
So, parang lagi siya.
Tapos, Abbie, tingnan mo yung mga kasama ni dyan, ng mga bulol dito.
Gusto kong gumawa ng binakol na ganyan yung malaki. Nung bata ako, palagi ako, yung si Lola Aganis na yun, doon sa laging. Paborito nga ako na dinadaanan ako. Pag dumadaanan, may kamote, may gabi, ganyan. Tapos yung amoy niya, amoy pine tree ngayon na yung saleng. Yung matanda, si Lola Aganis. hindi ko makalimutan yun eh. Tapos pag may kanyaw sa kanila, pumupunta kami. Aywan ko kung panaginip yun eh. Kasi pinapakain ako ng pork na galing sa kanya. Sabi ko, ayaw ko. Gusto ko isda. Tapos pinunta nga ako dun sa parang may konting falls na ganyan. Tapos nag-ano lang siya ng salang. Tapos ginaganyan-ganyan lang yung tubig. May mga, yung eel. Oo. Aywan ko kung panaginip. Hindi panaginip. Kasi kasi pinainom nga ako ng rice wine. Aywan ko kung anong klaseng rice wine. 5 years old, naalala ko hanggang ngayon. Very fresh talaga. Totoo yun eh. Kasi pag uwi ko sa bahay namin, meron akong, may dalit ako yung eel. Totoo yun. Kasi yung environmental advocacy ko na, kasi yun nga, galing ako sa Mangkayan na gano'n yung trabaho ng tatay ko. Parang naisip ko lang na, ganito na yung environment. Ito kayang gawin ko. Through my art. Tapos sa panaginip, may mga pumapasok na yung mga ancestor ko noon sa Mangkayan. Sila Robert, sila yung lakas na nag-influence din sila tatay. Yung mga mentor ng Baguio Art Guild, lakas nilang, kasi yun lang ang Tapos dito na ako, ito na yung yung portal, ito na yun. Yun, hanggang ngayon. Pero 31 years, at least buhay pa. Distinction. Ginawa ko yung 8 tribes ng Cordillera. Couple, yung mga rituals. Kasi doon mo makikilala yung isang tribesman o tribeswoman kung saan siya belong. Sa mga ornaments niya, sa ritual niya, pattern ng damit. Ang yaman pala ng Cordillera, no?
Ang complex.
Tapos, simpleng buhay lang. I mean, hindi naman siguro na talagang pupunta tayo sa ganito eh. So, at least may nagawa akong ganun na makikita ng mga... wala naman nakakita. Tapos yan, yung mga bago kong mga pattern. Yung sarili kong pattern yan, mga yan eh. Sariling pattern ng geometrical Kasi pag parang gusto kong, pero ang hirap magsimula eh. Pero pag nasimulan mo siya, dire-diretso na yung gusto mong pattern. Nesting ground.
Ito.
Oo, yung dalawa. Na-inspired din ako sa Tibetan art. 1990, 92, yun, gumagawa na ako ng mandala. Mga exhibit ko sa Hiraya, puro mandala eh. Sa akin naman, parang lang yung ginagawa ko to yung eye-opener para at least maski konti-konti nakakatulong. Ito nga yung nangyari yung pandemic, parang nagpahinga yung Mother Earth ngayon ng maybe siguro 3 months, 4 months. Ang sarap. Parang yung lungs niya parang nag-regain. Tapos ngayon nakikita mo na naman, walang pabalik eh. Sana natauhan din yung tayo.
Thank you. Hi, we're back. May I ask everyone to turn on your videos and audios so we can begin our conversation. I hope our attendees enjoyed that video. So we have with us the 6 artists featured in the video who opened their doors to Kawayan, Nona, and Abbie for the studio visit, and also Sue Amado, who's actually based in California. So it's almost 10 perhaps, no, in the evening there. Okay, is everybody here? Sorry, let me just get okay. Okay, there. So for the attendees, we encourage you to type in your questions or comments, no, in the Q&A box, and we will be responding to them in a while after we start the conversation going. No? So Sue, so welcome. Thank you again for joining us. I think it was good that John Frank's bit or section actually already mentioned Baguio Arts Guild, no? And it's a good segue to you, Sue, if you can, after watching the video, what came to your mind, and also if you have a question to the artists, no, I'm sure they would be happy to respond to any questions or insights.
So from watching it, one of the things that I noticed was that, and from reading the bios, is that some of the artists are born and raised in Baguio, some migrated there. Mm-hmm. And, just in watching all of this creative output, it really makes me think about what is it about Baguio? What is it about this place, and how do you all connect with this place that gives you this creative impetus? And that includes what happened with the Baguio Arts Guild and the Baguio Arts Festivals. And I'd just love to hear what your perspectives are about, why Baguio? Why has this become such a hub? And like, how did the Baguio Arts Guild and the Baguio Arts Festival, that had any influence on you, positive or negative? It'd be great to hear what those influences were.
So thank you, Sue, for that first question. Anybody would like to start the conversation? So questions that were posed, what is it about Baguio that has nurtured a very creative environment, not only for you, but also, of course, for several generations, no, of artists.
Maybe John can
yes.
Start.
John Frank?
About a little bit of Baguio Arts Guild.
Before I joined the Baguio Arts Guild, I was working in a pocket mine, and I met Willie Magtibay, and he asked me to join the Baguio Arts Guild. So yes, it's a big honor to join the Baguio Arts Guild. So I joined the Baguio Arts Guild, and I found the door to my artistic career. So I think Baguio is the hub of art because it is the center of the Cordillera. So and maybe the people around Baguio, maybe the time is still very fresh. Baguio is still fresh, so artists coming up from Manila, from from the south, from other countries. So I think Baguio is a good hub for visual artists, and I mean the seven arts.
John, you used the word portal. Parang it was interesting how you used you chose that particular word to describe your experience or your early encounters with the Baguio Arts Guild. Why that particular word?
Kasi when I was teenager, I'm looking for a new platform for my art career. So I found Baguio Arts Guild is one of, I think it is the biggest to influence me as to continue my art career. So sabi ko na ito na yung portal ko, nahanapan ko. So why don't go inside? So yung mga tao doon na welcome naman ako na. So I found may mga contemporary artists ako doon sila Leonard, sila Jed Alangui, Jordan Mangusan. Kami yung mga contemporary mga second generation ng Baguio Arts Guild.
Second G.
Yeah, second G.
OG.
And then Kawayan, 10 years old pa si Kawayan noon
10 years old. Leonard, do you want to add dito sa yung question na yun?
It's the same thing with Jan. Nung bago ako mag-join ng Arts Guild, I met also other artists na member na ng Baguio Arts Guild. So I was invited also to join a meeting. Maalala ko sa bahay pa ni Santi yung unang meeting na napuntahan ko. So I met many artists there. Tapos yun na. And then there was exhibitions. I was invited. So doon, nagustuhan ko yung kwan. So iniwan ko na yung pag-aaral ko. Full-time artist na ako doon since then. So it went well naman. Yeah.
Sila Rocky, sorry. Sila Rocky, baka meron kayong you want to add sa conversation?
Yes. Yung sa akin naman, I think I was born from what the Baguio Arts Guild gave birth to through Kawayan, yung Access Art Project. So, parang a generation after. And, the influences are clearly there. So, yun. Ganun naman yung sa akin yung entry into Baguio because I wasn't born here. But then, yung unang art project na sinalihan ko ay yung Access Art Project.
Which was reminiscent of the activities of the guild. And was just Access was just trying to I guess connect all the different groups and practices that what perhaps went beyond the realm of art in a way.
Yes. Interesting din yung Access Art Project was trying at that time to create a loose group of where artists can be together. It wasn't like exactly an organization.
And is that group, those artists who were involved in Access, of course, yourself, Kawayan, Rocky, are you still doing projects together?
I think we're all still doing projects together. As a matter of fact, this group was loosely sold together because we all participated with recently in the Malcolm Square. We put up an exhibition in the market, which was questioning the takeover of the big malls, and I think this was just that's why I connected this group, because I was in touch with them. We're doing things, but I think maybe we're not using the flag banner of Axis or, you know,
Okay, yeah.
but still, it's just trying to find the center, the middle ground of yeah, a bigger dialogue.
Yes,
A bigger
Rocky.
dialogue. At one point, I remember Kawayan was explaining to me how, creating a platform where paano ba, a staged sense of neutrality so that people can come in together. And then Access started to, become a name, and that wasn't really the goal. So I guess now the projects are born out of those projects, but without there's a distinct organization.
Yes, what about Carlo and Mark or Ollie? In response to Sue's question, any influences or what do you remember of the Baguio Arts Guild that has informed your practices?
Para sa akin siguro yung maganda kasi yung parang hindi ganun kalaki yung parang small artist community lang. Tapos yung meron na ring sense of yung parang sense of community, tapos para maganda rin kasi parang komportable dito sa para sa akin dito sa Baguio, parang komportable magtrabaho dahil sa weather din.
Okay. Carlo or Mark, baka meron kayong gustong idagdag? Or masyado ba kayong bata? To remember? To remember ano? Ayan, naka-unmute na sila. Okay na.
With regards sa Baguio Arts Guild, sa akin kasi, bali, medyo, kami yata yung third na generation doon. Third year college ako, tapos napunta ako sa convention center, may art festival doon. So, bali, doon na ako nagsimula siguro, na-inspire na ako doon. So, bali, nung pagka-graduate na ng college, tapos, bali, 1996, nagsimula na ako sa Baguio Arts Guild. So doon ako nahasa saka na-inspire. Hanggang ngayon, tinuloy-tuloy ko na yung pagiging artist, visual artist.
Pero you were in the field of medicine, I mean health and
Oo, nung third year pa ako. Hindi ko nga alam kung paano. Siguro yung parang interest ko siguro. So bali, doon napunta ako doon. So pagka-graduate nga, wala rin naman mapagtrabahuan. So, bali, 1995, nakapasa na ako sa board exam. Tapos, 1997 talaga, nag-diretso na yung hanggang ngayon, yun na yung parang naging...
Si Carlo, baka may gustong idagdag?
In my case, siguro nag-start ako sa these particular groups dito sa Baguio na they had this standard commercial standards. Tapos 4 years magkakasama kami, magawa ko ng mga ginagawa nila na commercial types. Tapos may time na na-meet ko rin sila Kawayan. I had to start from scratch again kasi medyo napaka radical ideas nila. So, yeah, I'm glad na medyo came out of that group and start exploring. So, yun na.
I just want to say na yung for Carlo particularly remembering your early works that I've seen, tapos yung ngayon na I've seen images, parang nagbago yung approach mo dun sa sa pag yung aesthetics ng trabaho mo, kasi dati very parang I remember parang grid, like much like a quilt, no, very flat, but that's not necessarily a bad thing, no, pero yung parang quilt-like quality. Ngayon, hindi. Parang I would even describe it as painterly to some extent, no, dun sa ano. So maybe you can also talk about that later, no. We'll go to yung specific ano. I'm sure but there's one question here from Lisa asking Sue, can you tell us a little more about the beginnings of Baguio Arts Guild? As it seems to have been a major formative factor in the careers of these artists and many others, no? Yeah, maybe Sue?
Yeah. So, after the end of martial law, some artists who had left the Philippines during martial law, Santiago Bose, Ben Cabrera, they returned to the Philippines and came to Baguio. Santi was originally from Baguio. Ben was a migrant, from another part of the Philippines. But then together with Dave Baradas and Roberto Villanueva, they formed the Baguio Art Guild. And their intention was really to nurture a subsequent generation of artists. And and I'm sorry, also Kawayan's dad, Kidlat, was one of the founding members as well. So the five of them, really their intention, and that's why they named it the Baguio Arts Guild, because their intention was to nurture the next generation of artists, which I do feel they were really, I mean, just from this conversation, I feel like they were really successful in doing that. But along the road, they also managed to produce some of the first artists-run international arts festivals in the Pacific Rim region. And I think that's one of their really great accomplishments, because they brought in artists from all over the Pacific Rim to share their work, their experiences. And I think that, I can speak for the second G, John and Leonard, Jed and Jordan, that had a huge impact on their ability to access, recognition as international artists. I mean, they got to go to different festivals in Korea, in Japan. It just opened up a lot of doors for them. But at the same time, there was that all happening, and at the same time, there was this ongoing recognition of local art that matters, that makes a difference. So it was this great confluence, because there were kind of two different factions in the guild, and one was that we should feature everything that's local, and the other was we should expand and bring in, we should share our experiences. But it both of those things came together in a very beneficial way, I think. And I think people who experienced that could talk about it more. I mean, I was just there as an administrator, but the artists who are there, that's what really matters.
I think your role as an administrator, I'm sure, was quite crucial in making those festivals, those different editions of the Baguio Arts Guild festival successful. I remember Bacolod-based artists like Charlie Co, Dennis Escalon, credit Baguio Arts, the Baguio Arts Festival, for also their exposure. And I think their mold for the Viva XCon was somehow inspired by the Baguio Arts Festival. Okay, let me just read through some of the questions. We're getting more now. First, also for everyone in the panel, you can actually check the questions if you click the Q&A, because there's some like Ravi Suniko. I think this is Ravi sending a hug to you, Sue. Eduardo Dairit asks, well, I'm amazed at the works displayed. What medium is favored by the different artists? I think the video focus on the distinct processes that these artists work with, the medium even. So would anybody want to add to that? Maybe Rocky, because I think we didn't see enough of the final works that you do in the video. Parang merong feedback. There's some, I don't know where it's coming from. Just ayan, nawala na. Pero yes, Rocky, would you like to because you have a lot of hair there behind you, so obviously
Yes.
that was the focus of your segment.
There,
But
there's people making hair
mhm.
in front of me. The question was,
What's the favored medium?
right,
If yeah, for
oh,
you, that's a
yeah,
difficult
it's
to
too difficult
answer.
because I also do other things. So
Mhm.
this is for an installation, and I also do painting. I think it's more what's the preferred process,
Mhm.
and that process involves a lot of research and
Sorry,
other
we didn't catch the last sentence.
um,
The
I
process.
prefer process than medium,
Mhm.
and I feel like that process it's um, relies a lot on research and personal history. Yeah.
Okay. Leonard, for example, I think Kawayan's question in the video was very important. No, when you decided to use the rubber cut itself, the plate, the template as the
Yeah.
final work. No,
Mm.
so parang it was also a result of lack of material. No, that led you
That's
to.
one.
Mhm. But now, of course,
And
it has become your parang preferred medium.
yeah, but now I changed rubber to, I'm using wood now because the rubber has ill effect on my
Okay.
health.
Mhm.
I became allergic.
Mm.
So I use wood now instead of rubber.
And it's also bad for the
So
environment.
yeah.
Oo.
And also I'm thinking of yung kung magtatagal or when.
Mm-mm.
So the lifespan also is considered. So I switched to plywood.
Si Olie, Olie, yung mga trabaho mo, no? That shot with you holding a was that ano yon, parang it's an electric saw,
Power tool.
power tool. So yeah,
mm.
please expound on your materials.
Nagsimula ako sa na actually sa ceramic tiles, broken ceramic tiles, na-inspire kami sa project ni Kao noon na minomosaic nila yung mga potholes sa Session Road. So after noon, parang tinuloy-tuloy namin. Ako, kasama yung kapatid ni Kao, si Kabu, si Gil from Laguna. Tinuloy namin yung ganun, pero gumawa kami ng in a way na parang portable, tinawag namin portable mosaic. So, para pwedeng mailipat-lipat. So, after nun, yung father-in-law ko is into construction, katulong siya because yung tinetake down nila na mga bahay, parang scrap na yun. Parang naisip ko, ang tagal nang nakatayo dyan. Parang gusto ko useful pa rin siya. Kaya yun na yung materials na ginagamit ko. At least kahit na tinake down na, useful pa rin. Parang isa sa mga advocacy ko na rin kasi is upcycling.
Okay. Si Carlo at si Mark nag-upcycle din. Wala si Carlo. Ano yung materials ninyo, Carlo and Mark?
Carlo.
Si Mark. Nasan si Carlo? Kahit Mark, ikaw muna. Ay, naka-mute ka.
Unmute mo.
Yan.
So, bali sa akin, kadalasan ng mga materials ko rin, kasi mixed media yung mga kwan ko. So, bali, yung mga napupulot, saka yung mga kwan din, by using computer, mga ganyan. Mga, basta halos karamihan ng trabaho ko, halos, may mga collage, basta mixed media. So, yung materials, naka-base na rin doon. Bali, ganun.
And you use a lot of image transfer, ano?
Yes.
Parang dun sa na alam ko sila, I know Santi, di ba? Early works si Santi, mga ganun yung...
Bali, na-inspire din ako sa mga trabaho ni Santi. Kasi nung bubuhay pa si Santi, nandun din ako parati sa studio niya.
Mga tambay kayo dun sa studio.
Tumatambay din ako.
Carlo, ikaw, naubusan ka na ba ng materyales? Naubusan ka na ng materyales o hindi naman? Naku, nawala. Nahiya si Carlo, nawala tuloy. Siguro, John, siguro in your case, kasi hindi rin masyadong clear dun sa...
sa question
sorry. Ayan, sige, si Carlo.
Hindi masyadong clear.
Sa materials, yung time na, during my first works, wala pang certain collectors. Naubusan rin kasi may time na kinailangan kong gamitin yung mga sariling damit ko. So,
talaga? Umabot sa ganon?
Sa mga during those times, limited rin yung topics ng mga works mo. You have to start with simple topics kasi hindi ma-accommodate ng materials mo yung topics na gusto mong i-tackle sa mga works mo. Pero ngayon, dami kong materials.
Sige, I'm just doing a time check, no? We're 15 minutes na lang. So maybe if I can move on to the other questions. Andrew Bendicion's more of a comment, a compliment to all the artists. So thank you for that. Eileen Ramirez is asking, John Frank, just wondering if the taking on of other persona, the eco warrior, may have also been a way to bridge or distance your present thinking about regarding the environment in contrast to earlier purely extractive approaches operative in your family and community in the past. Tapos, could you elaborate a little on about how that potentially painful shifting of thinking may have been received by your family? I think that was great to hear that very personal story when that you shared na parang yung pamilya mo was partly involved in the degradation of the forest, no? Tapos yung tanong ni Eileen, ano yung naging how was that received? Yung critique mo through your practice, how was that received by your family and your community? John, unmute, baka makalimutan mo, naka-mute ka.
Okay na?
Oo, yan.
Ayan.
Yes.
Oo nga kasi when I was in logging, hindi ko naisip na masama pala yung ganun na trabaho for the environment. So, yun, through the years na lumaki ako, nagkaroon ako ng isip to understand what's happening. So, sabi ko naman, siguro yung karma na yun ang ginawa nilang karma eh. Not for the community or not for me. Kasi as individual, lahat naman tayo, we should make our own karma, which ano man yun, is it positive man or negative. So, as individual, kanya-kanya tayong karma eh. So, hindi ko sila sinisisi na ganun yung ginawang trabaho nila. Kasi for me naman, siguro yun yung way na para mag-survive sila to feed their family, to let their children go to school. So, sa akin naman, kaya ako ngayon gumagawa ng ganitong advocacy ko as maybe, kasi lahat naman tayo, we should be all an eco-warrior. Kasi lahat naman tayo, dapat we should awake the eco-warrior in ourselves. So, kasi pag ako lang, hindi mangyayari yung gusto natin gawin sa environment natin eh. So, yun ang aking sana it's my call na we should awake the eco-warrior in ourselves. Para naman siguro makatulong tayo lahat para maging malakas yung ating advocacy through Mother Nature.
I think that was one of the good things that the bag really instilled in everyone was this awareness, whether it was a cultural awareness or
yes,
or something to do with the environment, and siguro maswerte na natawid yung message na yun sa city government, although now it's a bit in shambles, but I think a lot of the Baguio people or Cordillera people are much more aware of these sensitivities as of other parts of the country. And that was thanks to the guild, I think. And John really pushed his eco-warrior spirit to the limit. And I think that eco-warrior has come out again, John.
We should be all eco-warriors. Hindi lang isa yan, tayo lahat, worldwide. Pero,
really?
very sad na hindi tayo nakakontento. So, we're not contented what we have. So, that's the sad. That is the sad part. Ayun.
But I think you're on mute.
Ako pala eh. Sorry. Everybody's also watching what's going to happen. Yung magiging fate ng Baguio Market. It's not just a space. It's a community. We're talking about the community. Okay. A question from Lil Bosse. I think she's based in the US, no? Am I right?
Yes.
Growing up, I remember Baguio artists were at the forefront of social justice issues and community building in Baguio. Now that Baguio has grown exponentially, are artists still conduits for the community? I guess, Kao, this is what you were also, siguro to expound further on what you said, no? Kayo as an artist community, how are you?
Recently Baguio was awarded this title, yung Creative City. So in a way, the days of the guild trying to have recognition really managed to, now we have this title. But it's also very different because the city has different ideas of what culture is and what art is, and so I think there's a bit of a problem there. But I think on our part, for example, the exhibition in the market, since no one's allowed to go have a rally nowadays, diba? No one's allowed to get together. This was, I think, a simple way of coming together without
Being physically there.
exactly. And so a lot of us here had works there that were really talking about the issues of the market. And fortunately, I mean, the exhibition is now on its, I think, third month almost. People have been really reading all the essays, the images. You know, people are very interested, and surprisingly, it hasn't been vandalized. You know, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So I think now that many of the Baguio folks have seen this, I think the city is a little bit more reluctant to just go, go forth with a big, I don't know. So
Developments.
yeah, in a way it worked, and I think in a simple and silent way without a rally, we were able to have an effect and spread that information and concern. So
I just want to add, I mean, I think, John Frank's work as the eco warrior, Leonard's work on the market poster that he did, Mark's work on homelessness and other work. I mean, I think that's, I just feel like that is really community engagement, social justice and community engagement.
and perhaps maybe it's already second nature for a lot of artists here to have this kind of philosophy or sentiment. I think we're all very rooted and we're trying to find ways on how we can be part of a bigger movement, perhaps.
You mentioned that exhibit has been on for 3 months. Are you adding elements to it or replacing? Meron ba kayong ganun ba ang kwan?
Yung ano doon, parang like everything, it's all spontaneous and but for example, another group is creating tote bags.
Okay.
Nanganganak. Yeah, so I think ay nangyayari. I think every 5 o'clock, the market vendors bring out their gongs and cans and make some sort of noise barrage. So
okay.
there's, I think, something spontaneous happening, and I think that's good that it sumasabog, pero it's nothing's planned again. It's all.
Parang yung video nyo parang, of course, di ba? Yun, that's the whole
community.
I know you did some planning, but it felt like you were really taking us for a ride in a good way. Literally.
I think we were all taking ourselves for a ride.
Okay, because you needed to get out, di ba? I think that was one of the things that was also that gave you a reason. This project gave you a reason to go out after being locked down for so long. I'd like first to read the comment from Ray V. He agrees with Sue. What I found exciting about the FBAG was it felt artist and community driven, not say gallery driven or market driven, as many Manila shows are. And then I go to Neil Oshima's question. I know that Baguio is a great place to make art. Can you sell your art there also?
No.
Is that
Free for
universal?
viewing.
Would you all say that's universal? That you can't sell your art in Baguio? Rocky, what do you say?
Oh,
It's hard.
Rocky, it's
So
hard. Mm-mm.
it's a hard sell.
It's a hard sell.
Tama.
Oh, yeah.
Carlo, what about Carlo? Carlo, I have to say that earlier in the chats, there were two messages, one from Lil and one from me, that we both own. I mean, my daughter owns a piece by you and Lil owns a piece by you that are family treasures. So are you able to sell your work in Baguio?
Yeah, that's the cheap ones.
I know. I did text my daughter and say, "How much did you pay for that dragonfly?" You know, it was way underpriced. If you want my opinion.
Yeah, those were my first works. So
okay.
yeah, during that time, that was like so priceless.
It is priceless.
Nona.
You know, yeah, Nona, I want to ask you because I mentioned last week, yesterday, sorry, in the session that I noticed a lot of artists from Manila have moved up to Baguio. Of course, you moved to Baguio much earlier, no, 2013. So, how would you respond to Neil's question?
Actually, when I moved here, it's going 8 years now.
Mm-mm.
Like that's one of the first things that I noticed, or I realized that like the art here isn't market driven or gallery driven, which I found so refreshing. But on the other hand, yun nga, wala namang makabenta dito. So, and I mean, like the energy is nice kasi parang more community driven, parang you feel like a sense of community. But also, especially these times na pandemic, everybody's gonna make a living, diba? So, actually, we're starting to segue na ako. We're starting an online gallery for Brazilian artists.
Okay,
Parang
that's
naisip
good.
natin kasi if this pandemic is gonna go on for a year more or so, parang syempre kailangan naman din makabenta ng mga artists. Parang everybody needs to eat. But so yun, we're launching it soon. So watch out for no.
Okay, that's something to watch out for.
No space.
Sorry?
It's called No Space because there's literally no space.
No space, yes.
It's gonna be online, but it's gonna be for artists practicing here in the Cordillera.
So not necessarily, basta Cordillera based artists. Okay.
Actually, a lot of artists have been from Manila and from elsewhere have been going up and parang mukhang
And I think eventually pag mas open na yung traveling, patrons, collectors should actually go up to Baguio and meet the artist. Pwede ba? Is that a good proposition? Baka naman yung galleries mawawala na Pero I think it's something to consider. I think an actual studio visit can be very enlightening for collectors, for patrons. Kasi kahapon nga, when we had that residency session, there was one collector who asked how can they be involved. So we said their involvement may not necessarily just be by buying, but also supporting your different endeavors. Like I know yung mga community projects ninyo. Okay, we actually can move can extend until 2:30. So if you guys don't mind, we have a few more questions. From Karen Ochavo, do you have other sources of income aside from your artworks? Okay, so I think this is a good parang follow-up to the earlier question, meron bang, parang walang sumasagot. Talagang full.
Wala.
Oh,
The
which
other
means,
source of income is writing for
sorry,
Kawayan.
sorry? For, ano?
Joke lang.
Ayaw pa ulit eh. Siguro like si Mark kasi you have the works that you present in galleries, no?
Mas yung question na yun parang sa akin talaga kasi ako talaga yung parang pinaka-source ko ng income is a t-shirt para sa mga turista dito sa Baguio. So bali nang nangyari yung pandemic na bali nakuha din ako no tourist, no income din ako, no work. Bali naging mahirap na nga. So bali ngayon parang pinupush ko na rin makabenta ng painting kasi wala na rin talaga. Sa Sagada, lahat, sa San Juan, La Union, Baguio, wala na talagang tourist. So bali, yung mga t-shirt ko talaga na stock up talaga. So bali, nangyari ngayon, pinupush ko rin yung mga painting ko na mabenta sana. So bali, ginagawa ko, nagpo-post na lang sa Instagram saka sa Facebook, baka sakaling makabenta. So bali, yun na yung nangyari. So bali yun.
Si Olie and was it John Frank yung you had exhibitions na naipit sa lockdown, yun ba yun?
Yeah. That was May 2020. So, na-lockdown talaga, yun nga yung sabi ko, walang nakakita yung show ko eh. Very sad na walang nakakita, sayang. So, sana naman matapos na itong pandemic para makagalaw din ng maayos.
John created an amazing exhibition at the Benka, but I think only 5 people went.
Oo nga, sayang.
Sayang.
That was 3 years in the making, di ba, John?
Yeah, 3 years. 2017.
Oo, maraming ganun eh so I think it's we just need to find ways to extend the life in whatever format. So but of course I'm sure it's different with John Frank's kind of works, especially iba yung you see the actual work.
Actual work talaga.
Okay, John C. Comments, salamat sa oras at pagbukas ng mga workspaces ninyo. Ano sa tingin nyo ang paraan para mas lalong mapalakas yung tunog ng mga pyesa ninyo? Paano kaya mas madami ang makaintindi sa mensahe sa lahat ng mundo ng mga show at fair? So, any comments to this? I think partly yung yung public engagement importante dito. Kaya yung mga ganitong activities, this is the second time we're doing in a way a session with Cordillera based artists, and at least with Ateneo Art Gallery also. Anybody would like to chime in on that? Siguro Rocky, ikaw especially. I really wanted to highlight that role that you also do for your contemporaries and your peers, by writing and also helping in organizing, you and Abbie, for example, Abbie's documentation of your practices, your lives. So
yes, yung tanong ni John, I think a lot of artists don't just congregate in groups to make artworks. I think a lot of artists come from also working for NGOs, ganyan, and other organizations. I think parang rite of passage for artists yan to work on advocacy, and then nagko-cross kasi usually yung mga projects. So sometimes you don't know if it's really like an art project or development projects, and then which is I think not unusual to a lot of community-based artists.
Mhm. Abby, ikaw, maybe we can hear from you. You've been part of this community for a while, no? How did you get into? How did you get into this community? Were you already in? How were you actually doing films already, or?
I started out po sa TV, sa
Mm,
probe team, and that's where
all right.
I met yung isa sa mga mentor ko na si Manong Egay Navarro.
Mm,
And
mm, mm.
I got to work with them, and sa kanila rin ako na-introduce ng Baguio scene. I mean, nung college ako, I would hear about Baguio Art Festival here. Tapos, nakilala ko rin si Tatay Kidlat.
Oo.
Pero nung iba rin po nung when I saw films, archive films of Manong Egay and Ate Concepcion, also documenting the Baguio Arts Guild and the arts community here. And so I think that was the seed I was just a production assistant then and learning how to edit in Probe. And I think working, ako yung pinipili palagi na, ikaw mag-PA nila, Hawi, punta sila sa Baguio, they'll cover stories, and and I think dun unti-unting na-plant yung seed. Kasi interesting po ako sa arts community here. Tapos, nakita ko rin na syempre frustrated painter, kunyari ako ganyan. Pero I think yung being involved in film was a kind of parang shift sa akin na pwede rin ko palang mai-express yung interest and curiosity ko sa mga tao and their practices by shooting them. In a way, sila Tatay Kidlat and Egay Navarro were my teachers and mentors na pina-follow nila yung mga friends din nila. Na I think sa generasyon na namin nila Kaw, parang wow, parang isa na rin ako doon sa nagdo-document, and the community here in a way accepted me to be part of their, silip ako sa bahay nila, tambay, and binigyan nila ako ng little opening and trust, share whatever yung gusto nilang makita doon, na habang nakaroll ang camera ko, in a way may connection sa community. Parang nakita ko yung nakikita ko dito sa Cordillera of, consultation sa community. Kasi outsider ako eh. So parang yung pagpasok ko sa community, all my friends, kahit friends sila, in a way, iba rin yung paggawa pagdating sa paggawa ng sining nila eh. And so, parang it's another portal, as with Manong John Frank said. Iba pa ring door yun. We're all friends here, but then iba rin yung syempre, yung gusto mo lang pasukin, what's the right term? Yung maging curious ka, alamin ano yung ng source ng inspiration nila ng nila sa paggawa ng art. Para i-open nila yun sa akin. Para rin nakikita ko is how the Cordilleran community, parang yung papapasukan nila some outsider. Kailangan may consultation in a way. Yung pasensya na dun sa pero yun yung ko siya ma-express, yung at least kailangan silang i-consult or
But I think that's why Abbie was very instrumental or perfect to do this whole thing, because
yeah, that's true.
We're friends with everyone, So I think that's why everyone really was open and willing to share even their trade secrets.
Kasi when we hang out, rin naman parang ito rin yung conversation natin. Parang ang difference lang nakaroll yung cam, and merong ibang makikinig, Pero halos ito lahat yung mga
Kwentuhan.
kwentuhan among friends.
I actually thought that you're from Baguio when I first met you.
Halos
Kasi,
kami. 8 years na rin dito kasi
okay. Sige. So parang, kasi alam ko si Nona, no? Nag-decide na mag-move. But I met you a few years ago in one of party, I think at Kawayan's house. Pero akala ko taga Baguio ka rin. So, you've been, you're really part of the community. We have a few more minutes, 15 more minutes. I'm having a problem with the window of the Q&A. Ayaw niya mag-move. Sandali ha. I'm going through the spaces. Olie highlight from Jessica Marino. Thank you for allowing us. Olie highlighted a great point during his studio tour, which is the importance of having a space or access to a space to create art. That's actually true. Have other artists in the tours also experienced not being able to have space or space to work in? What do they think can be possible ways to create spaces and make spaces accessible? Kasi yung Olie, nabanggit mo nung may time na wala ka pang sariling studio space, di ba sa labas ka nagtatrabaho, pero parang nag-aalangan ka dun sa how long can you work, can you make noise, no? Kasi inaalala mo yung neighbor, eh. No? Actually, parang ang gandang attitude din nung artist na very courteous, no? Dun sa community. So, malaking factor ba yun? Malaking factor yun, nung nagkaroon ka ng sarili mong working space.
Opo. Parang mas nakaka-concentrate na ako. Parang mas walang hadlang na pwedeng magreklamo. So, very free ka na mag-isip kung anong gusto mong gawin para sa piece.
Kailangan talaga ng Baguio ng even aside from artist spaces, residency spaces, I think.
Oo, yung residency spaces, no, na
talaga yan. Because those spaces are
So, ano yung mga I'm not. And this is something that didn't was that part of the, I don't know if I should mention, the Tamawan village, was that did they have a similar parang similar
meron ba
idea?
dyan?
I don't know.
May residency ba yung Tamawan?
Wala eh.
Walang ano.
Yeah, I think maybe
So, well, tayo Kawayan, we're
nga.
sorry, medyo choppy. Sorry, you're being I can't hear you. Choppy yung one. Can you repeat that, Kawayan?
Yeah, I think we.
Or back.
Do you hear me? Do you hear?
Yes, now I can hear you.
Yeah, I think even in Santi's space, which I was living there for 10 years, we were already doing sort of informal residencies. Rocky, for example, did several shows there, no? Even Nona, Shant, Carlos Celdran, and so forth. But don't really have anything formal, which like Rocky, he's from Baguio. I mean, from here, but he didn't have a space to work. John Frank, up to now, is working in his garage. So I think iba-ibang, I mean, that's always the biggest problem, and I think we should look into fixing that. And I think with you, are we pushing through it at Mayo?
Yes, we are. We hope you can host
Yeah, we will. We will.
One of the winners for this year's Ateneo Art Awards in Kitma. Will it be some in the Kitma area?
Community.
Yung ba yun? So, sorry, I think it's my connection. Ano yun? Ano yun? Sorry, it's my connection, I think. Maybe, Sue, would you have any other questions you would like to ask? I might have to reconnect in case I get disconnected.
Let me look through the chat so that we can answer the questions.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Yeah.
I might have to
So
reconnect.
Bea asks, she's wow, looking to the online gallery. For Nona, in terms of productivity, did Baguio make you even more productive in terms of practice?
I think so. I mean, before I couldn't answer that yet when I was like 1 or 2 years here, but for the 8 years that I've been here, I think I produced more work than ever. So maybe the isolation kasi parang mas konti yung tao, like siguro being alone, more alone here makes you work more. And actually, especially during the rainy season when it rains for 3 months straight, parang you have nothing to do but work. So
and actually the next comment follows up on that. She says, Nona's suggestion, online gallery viable option these days, considering its reach beyond Baguio borders. Ben Cab mentioned rich and young collectors have money to spend, nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. There, we got to tap those guys. Online sales for art's booming with a wider reach. Then Mutia Bosse says, hi guys.
Sorry, Joseph, ano yun?
Studio tours. What's next for you guys? Any projects you're aiming for later this year or 2022? Anything coming up?
Wala pa.
Wala pa. Hard to know, right? Kyle, what were you gonna say?
I think there's a lot of projects, but they're still in the pot, you know, and there's still a few projects that have to be finished, like that encyclopedia, which all of us here have participated in. I have to get that out finally. It's just it's taking too long. Rocky, help! Boots.
Wait, what? So what's the encyclopedia? Tell us a little bit more about that.
The encyclopedia was the end product of the Singapore Biennale, and it was really trying to understand what it is to be a Baguio artist. So it's the encyclopedia to art life and living in Baguio in the Cordilleras, and so it tries to stitch all those things together. And you're part of it. You contributed, Mama Sue, Ron, Leonard, everyone, Mark, Carlo, Olie, Rocky. I mean, and there's so much work put into it by everyone, and it's really a shame that it's not yet out. So I really have to. Rocky.
Sorry, I'm back.
Published na.
Are we talking about the encyclopedia?
Yeah.
Again.
No, it will happen. I'm sure it will. I can't find the Q&A box, so please go on.
Okay. So Ravi he has another comment. He says, saw an amazing online exhibition using augmented reality and 3D image tech. New York Times now publishes augmented text art articles. Lots of exciting possibilities today. So a suggestion to look into that. Then Karen Ochavo says, just a comment, Cordillera region is so lucky to have this lively artist community with Baguio as the center. With the pandemic, still ongoing and possibly not yet ending very soon, I think there's so much opportunity for the arts and tourism to thrive with local visitors as long as measures to ensure safety are in place. Let's see, and then she goes on to say, organizing outdoor events, hoping that LGUs don't get too paralyzed by unreasonable fear. Baguio can be a good model. Thanks for this very interesting session. Great. Oh, and then Lil asks about the encyclopedia. Actually, she calls it the unencyclopedia. Uncyclopedia. Asan ang libro. And then Angel, I guess she woke up in the middle of the night. She says, bravo, folks. Thank you for centering the margins once again. Keep on pushing the boundaries.
Hi, Angel.
Yeah. And Lil wants to know if she can rewatch. And Alexis, Neil's daughter, says, thanks, everyone. Was nice to see your faces. Miss you. Miss Baguio. Angel says, again, love the artist studio visits. Documentary. Yay to the three of you, Abbie, Nona, and Kao. That was great. Great way to start your engaging dialogue.
Yay.
I think that's it.
I think so.
Thank you. Thank you, Sue, for reading the rest of the questions. I still can't open my Q&A box, but anyway, any last words from the artists? Maybe first from Sue. Last words, anything.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's really been an honor to be part of this. You know, it's been a long time since I've connected with you guys, and it just feels great to be in this space again. And I really appreciate the invitation, and just to be here with you. It really meant a lot.
Thank you, Mama Sue.
Thank
you, Mama Sue.
You're welcome.
Sige, last words from everyone. Isa-isahin natin. Leonard, I'm just going around my screen, ha?
Thank you for making me part of this. Salamat sa kasama ulit tayo dito sa Art Fair. And more power sa susunod ulit. Thank you.
Sige, salamat din. Rocky, ikaw.
Thanks, Kao, Abbie, and Nona. We only watched the video kanina.
Talaga?
When we were about to start the discussion. They're here. Let me show you them. Say hi, Chin.
Ayan, ang iyong mga
Yeah.
Actually, ang maganda dun sa video, you capture the community that they work with, yung mga tao, no?
Yeah.
Sige, Carlo and Mark. Ay, sorry. Yeah. Rocky, go ahead.
And we're finally using Shane's hair.
Really? Oh my God.
Shane? Wow. Is Shane there?
No, Shane's not here. Pero she left her hair.
Oh my God.
As in, she left her hair.
In a way, she's there.
Oh, wow.
Sige, Carlo and Mark, baka meron kayong last words, at least for now? Mga parting words. Okay.
Nice.
Congrats sa show mo. Sana mabisita ko. Mark, ikaw.
Ay, sa lahat. Maraming salamat sa lahat. Thank you.
John Frank.
Salamat sa Art Fair Philippines. Kao, Nona, and Abbie. Salamat sa pagbisita. Salamat.
Sa pagkato.
To everyone, salamat po.
Olie.
Thank you for having me. Salamat. Nona, Kao, salamat sa inspirasyon. Pati sa mga kasamahan sa lahat. Thank you.
Yung window ni Abbie, Kawayan, and Nona, kayo, anong masasabi niyo?
Well, I have to thank all of them for opening their doors to us.
With a day's notice.
It was really...
Salamat sa whiskey.
Yun, ang secret.
Mga sugod.
Yun ang iba yung communication among friends. It's not like merong video team na pupunta sa inyo, mag-i-interview. So, which made really this video very different. And we hope we can expand it further. Nona and I had an exchange of messages earlier. And we think this kind of material is actually very useful, especially for online classes on Philippine art, Philippine contemporary art. This is something that teachers, art educators really need, no? And it becomes more meaningful because the words are coming from the artists themselves, no? Hindi yung tipong may isang nagsusulat about them, no? So I hope we can there will be other editions, no, of this of this kind of studio visit. No? Congratulations to everyone, and thank you again, and to all the attendees, the viewers who joined us today. The session was recorded and it will be uploaded eventually by Art Fair in their website, so you can also rewatch the video as part of this recorded session. So, in behalf of Ateneo Art Gallery and as the education partner of Art Fair Philippines, thank you. And can I ask first everyone to, sorry, I forgot about this, do a screenshot.
Okay.
So.
Wait, I want to move over because I have an artwork by John Frank.
Okay.
And
Yeah, you can
artwork
fix
by Leonard on my wall behind me.
Okay.
I just realized.
Wow.
So, Esty, please call out the
Okay, everyone ready? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, one more. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you.
Can we ask Lisa to join us? Lisa, can you please turn on your one more? Is Lisa there? Where?
We're here anyways. Let me shamelessly.
Okay, I'm here.
Yes, Nona. Shamelessly
plug our online gallery, which will
yes,
be
please.
next month. It's gonna be www.nospace.online. So watch out for
So that's
www.nospace.online.
Okay, we'll take note of that. If you have something that we can share in our page, please send us some material. Okay, Lisa's here with us. Again, one more.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I look forward to visiting Baguio again soon. So, Lisa, I give you the screen.
Miss you, Mama Sue.
Me too.
Bye. Bye,
Bye,
everyone.
everyone.
Bye-bye.
So just
Thank
for
you.
to close the
Leslie.
session, we'll have
Yeah.
Lisa back. Yep.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Boots. Thank you to the entire Baguio cast for participating in our talks program today. I think we got to know each of you and your artistic processes much better through this video and the discussion that followed. Studio tours can be very enlightening, as Boots said. Special thanks to Neil Oshima, whose idea this all was, and of course to the filmmakers Nona, Kawayan, and Abbie. You've given us a great glimpse of the vibrant artistic community in Baguio City, its social concerns, as well as the strong friendships within it. I hope we will see more of studio visits with other Baguio artists in the future. And thank you, Boots, for moderating the discussion today. Please, everyone, thank you for attending, and please check the Art Fair website for more events at the fair. We thank again our education partners, the Ateneo Art Gallery, the Museum Foundation of the Philippines, and Art Review. For our upcoming talk, it's at 4 p.m. today. It's a studio visit with the visual artist Alfredo Esquillo. Thank you very much.